Okay, so this is what we're going to do today. We want to give you some really practical ways to think about life in these COVID times where you're stuck at home and nothing's like you wanted, nothing works, you're frustrated, you have expectations of life and it's just not working. So we want to give you a quick way to think about it. And
we're gonna use an acronym.
An acronym. FAST. F-A-S-T. FAST. Okay, F is for flexible. So you just kind of have to be flexible about everything, how long things might take, what you have access to, what you don't have access to. And a good example is something we've been working on, which is we've been thinking about how we're going to do Christmas programming.
Yeah, we may very well still be shut down at Christmas time, and we can't wait until October, November to figure out what we're going to do. So we've already started thinking about ways that we can do interesting Christmas programming online.
Right, so we have to be flexible and just do stuff online. The second word is
Agile.
And Agile is for, like, be able to pivot at a moment's notice. So, for example, as we're thinking about a Christmas program, we're thinking, usually we would do like what? Choir, bell choir, praise team.
A cantata, a full-blown cantata.
That is not going to happen.
A kids program.
Oh, kids program, that's right.
With lots of staging and lots of costumes and drama where people are talking to one another.
Well, none of that is going to happen this year. So we have to sort of be agile and think outside the box and think, what can we do? So maybe there's like these two people who live together and they both love to sing. They're going to be a duet of special music.
Right, they're in the same household, so they don't have the restrictions that we have for bringing groups of people together.
F-A.S.T. S is for?
Simple.
So keeping it like really simple in the sense that you may want, like us, to do a big production for Christmas or for Thanksgiving or whatever. That's not going to happen. So it's all about simplicity. How do we make it so that it actually works, so that it's simple enough that we don't get discouraged or depressed when we can't accomplish that big program?
Right, you may have someone in your house who has a birthday and you want to celebrate it. And in the past, you would have done a big gathering. Maybe it's a birthday celebrating a new decade. But you may have to just keep it simple and have 5 friends over to your backyard. And maybe you have a couple of groups come over at different times so that you can follow the safety restrictions.
Timely is the T of FAST. Timely is about thinking about time in the sense that everything is likely to take longer, planning things. You know, in the past, like for example, you might wait till the last minute to go to the grocery store when you knew guests were coming. Well, you might not want to do that. It might, going the night before to the grocery store might be the worst time to go.
Right, you need to think ahead to what's the best time to do something where it's not so crazy out there.
Or something that you have planned that's just going to take so much more time to bring it all together. So be flexible. I think that all of us are going to drive ourselves crazy if we try to think of, well, this is the way things were, and we're going to just, how do we do that? And I think if you're flexible and say, how do we do a facsimile of that?
And A stands for Agile, and I think that means being willing to think outside of the box, being able to pivot.
Yeah,
and do things in a different way as the need presents itself.
Yeah, I just think that we have to think that not everything that we want to do is really possible, at least not in the ways that we used to do it. We're actually sitting here across the table from our daughter.
Because we have found that we had time today. And rather unexpectedly, yesterday we called and said, hey, we got time tomorrow.
Last minute.
Could we stop by and drop some stuff off to your place and then maybe go to a park?
Right.
And just hang out in the out of doors for a while today.
Correct. So So being agile and saying we got this 1/2 day, let's go do this. Simple is just about just not overthinking things. Like usually we would like to
Go out for dinner, but instead all we're doing is sitting in a park having coffee together, and it's very nice.
yeah, but and it's a simple way to see our daughter. If we complicate it, then it just takes so much time. We get so depressed, and we just don't do it. And it's not good for our mental health to not do that.
So to do things in a timely way when the opportunities present themselves. Maybe it's not the elaborate event that you would like it to be, but sometimes doing something in a timely way is more important
And maybe
than
just
making it
yeah.
a big event.
Right, maybe it's just little things. Like we're not going to spend 10 hours with our daughter today. We're going to spend, maybe an hour, maybe two. She's got responsibilities. We've got responsibilities. We just make the best of this time and plan for something down the road. And I think that if we think flexible, agile, simple, timely, it will make our lives easier than to think we've always done it this way before, so we got to do it that way. And if we don't do it that way, then it's not a real thing. And then I think that that'll only bring you a lot of frustration and maybe a lot of heartache because expectations just are not going to match during these times of COVID.
So remember, think fast.